Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss while I want. Baby, my heart's on fire.
Which Gilbert and Sullivan is that from? I've got a little list.
Oh, that's from the Mikado. You know, that's the introduction is defer to the Lord High Executioner.
Yes.
Yes.
Defer
To
Lord.
Lord High Executioner. And then he sings, I've got a little list, and you can put anything you want into that little list.
And you got,
none of them be missed.
and bow down, you lower middle classes.
Oh, welcome back, Sarah.
You're talking about Biden again, are you?
We're talking about the X.
Now, my father, who was in the British military, in the 8th Army, as a medical order, my sister was the chairperson of the Abbots Langley Gilbert Sullivan Society. She brought my father in to teach the actors how to be centrists and march properly. So he had a part in a bit part in a Gilbert Sullivan event.
My parents were big Gilbert and Sullivan fans, especially my mother. I'm wondering if she has sang in the chorus there as at Tulsa. She was in there at Tulsa Grand Opera for a little while.
I know.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It had better box office appeal than Grand Opera in the day.
Oh, absolutely.
It filled the pews.
Mm-hmm. Though I was just thinking about somebody telling me about opera at La Scala a century ago. So people would go there like they were going to the movies, and they would watch Aida and someone like that, and they'd Aida as a little bit of popcorn or whatever it is the equivalent there in Italy.
They were musical telenovelas. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I can well believe that.
Well, we had pantomime, we had the comedy music halls, that tradition. Went out to the gold fields and everyone got amused by people doing snatches of Shakespeare and snatches of opera and singing here and there. And they devolved down into popular stuff.
Well, I heard out in the US West back in the 19th century, you'd have these traveling Shakespearean tours.
That's
and
right.
They would just mishmash everything, all the popular lines from all the popular plays, they all put it together in one play.
Talk about reduced Shakespeare company. Yeah.
It's the cliff notes of
That's right. Yeah.
the great speeches.
Give us the greatest hits.
So now we have a cat on Zoom with a Tom background.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be the background, Tom?
I'm used to it. It's all right. Poetry
I see.
comes first, always.
We have a cat down on the ground floor who likes to sit in the window and soak up the sun, and it's a Siamese cat. So I named her Young Blue Eyes.
Oh. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Green as much as blue, I think.
Uh-huh.
I think we've got enough to get started. Would you like to begin, Mark?
Okay, well, as I always like to look at what's on people's walls here, and as in the other room, not as this one, that's by my brother Scott, but in the other room is an original art cell by Chuck Jones, signed, all like that, beautifully done, as from a cartoon called One Froggy Evening. Are you all, any of you familiar with One Froggy Evening?
Yes.
1955.
Classic.
And the thing is, of course, it's a story, and I won't tell you the entire story, but it has, you might say, 2.5 songs. As the half song is one just one line that was written for the movie. As everybody's doing the Michigan rag.
Oh,
You remember that?
mhm.
As there is no Michigan rag song, but I thought that would be appropriate for the last couple of weeks, So as the other two songs that are as most remembered as one is Hello, My Baby.
Yeah.
And the other one is as I'm Just Wild About Harry. And I found in my usual research as interesting connections. First of all, as Hello, My Baby was recorded on Edison Cylinder. It comes from 1899, and it's a coon song. And do you know what a coon song is?
I'm afraid so.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is why, as you can listen to the Edison recording, and they do it exactly like that, which is why really only the chorus survives, because and as the chorus is about a man, happens to be black in this case, as who knows his girlfriend only on the telephone in a day when telephones reached about 10% of the population. Okay, so that's as the first thing. And so as it's probably the best known part of One Froggy Evening is, hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal, send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you'll lose me, then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own. See? That's, there's more, but you don't want that. You really don't. Okay.
Yay!
Terry always says, well, do you have a second song? Because that one was short, or at least he did last time. Well, I do.
I usually say that, yes. I'll say it again.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I'll give
you can
this
do
to you
another one.
because it relates. And part of the relationship is, instead of being a coon song, this was written by Noble Sissle and U.B. Blake to break the color barrier in New York vaudeville, which restricted vaudeville shows to only one black act as a night. It was quite unfortunate. So they wrote as a comedy called Shufflin' Along, 1921, and this is the most famous, probably the major song that survived. I'm just wild about Harry, and Harry's wild about me. The heavenly blisses of his kisses fill me with ecstasy. He's sweet just like chocolate candy, or just like honey from the bee. Oh, I'm just wild about Harry, and he's just wild about, cannot do without. He's just wild about me. As a couple of interesting things, and I'll leave it at that. One is as the original lyrics say, he's as sweet as chocolate candy, which fits for an all-black musical, okay? The versions that I've seen say he's as sweet as cotton candy. And of course, as people like Judy Garland sang it, but also as people like Nina Simone and Sarah Vaughan have sung that. The other thing is, One Froggy Evening was done in 1955. Okay, who was the Harry of the previous administration but Harry Truman? And that was his song, I'm Just Wild About Harry Truman. So that's it.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank
You know, the first song you sang, Hello, My Honey, does everybody remember that cartoon?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. The
Yeah, that was funny. Like
Michigan J Bullfrog. Or
Yeah, a guy
You know, as-
finds that frog time capsule.
As I can get you the picture, but as you know, I didn't want to distract. As half a second here.
And there's Chip. Well, while Mark is off trying to find his frog, I
Here.
think, there
Here
he
we
is.
go.
Yeah.
Wow,
How's that?
the crapple.
That is Michigan J. Frog on stage, pastel background as done by as the artist as and Scott actually has spent money to get it museum framed. Bless his heart. That's one froggy evening.
Okay. Well,
Michigan J. Frog.
I think
Michigan J. Frog.
Oh, there's Jim.
Yep.
Welcome back to the land of the rest of us. Are you feeling okay?
I've been better.
Yeah. Well,
But I'm breathing.
right. Well,
Bless you.
good to see you back in circulation. I'm going to skip over to Allison next, since she's on the other side of the world and needs to go to bed early. It's good to see you, Allison. Let me mute everybody. Muting all. I think. Wait, come on, mute all. There you go. And now we're ready.
Perfect. Okay, great. Well, I know I haven't been on here for a while. I wasn't feeling too well either, so I don't know what's going around, but hopefully everyone's staying safe and healthy. And tomorrow being the first Sunday of Advent, my friends here are very into Advent calendars, so I'm very excited about it. Also, I'm a December baby, so very into the Christmas spirit. Therefore, today I'll be playing the first Noel. So if anyone wants to join, go ahead. And that is all I have. Couldn't remember the end of it.
Oh, it just goes on and on like that forever.
Yeah, right. It doesn't really have an end. You just have to, kill it at some point.
Endings are so overrated anyway,
Exactly. Thanks for indulging me.
So I guess next we'll go to the cat with the Tom background and see which of them will give us a poem. Muting everyone.
All right.
And ready now, Tom. I was sitting there muting, trying to tell you that you were unmuted, and
Okay, there we are.
I'm just a little off today, I
Take
guess.
54, here we are.
There you are.
Are you
Okay,
listening, Pussycat? Are you listening? Okay, she's not
you're
listening.
listening.
I did not go to Ghana to join the dancing drummers, even when tall Fifi Annabelle extended his welcome invitation. It was at Iola's Children, a poetry festival in Wales. No, it was not in Welsh, and Dylan Thomas could only speak English. I did pilgrimage to my Irish to the Norman Towers of Dublin and Connemara, Dublin for James Joyce and Connemara for W.B. Yeats, where the Second Coming played on tape loop ad infinitum, and Blarney Castle with its Cromwell stories about his siege commander taking a year to storm that castle, but warning inhabitants in advance, so only a few old folks suffered from the taking by force, and those witches' caves, and kissing the Blarney Stone 3 times just to make sure, and leaping from Norman Tower to Broken Tower in winter snow, regretting the stone conditions for all past ghosts, and drinking Guinness on Galway Bay, and seeing that mummified crusader, and being ambushed by a British patrol when driving into Northern Ireland, and being in Enniskillen when the first IRA bomb went off in a trash can, and driving to Derry at night with the only light a butcher's shop on the horizon, where I go towards, asking why there are burning buses and tires on fire on the road, and the puzzled butcher asking, "Do you know where you are, boy? Do you know where you are?" I say, "No, can you tell me where I am?" "You're right in the middle of the Falls Road, son." And loving the green, but oppressed by the poverty, claustrophobia, and smallness, knowing that poetry is a secret only for those who already know, but stories and music are a release for all those who hear and all who share them, leaving Ireland. That's it.
Very nice. And thanks to
Do a
the
good
cat
job,
for
but the
letting
cat was
Tom
better.
recite.
Question, how many here have kissed the Blarney Stone? I have not, but my mother did.
Ah,
It's a very unhygienic location, by the way. For
They
many reasons.
Sure.
And you got to lie on your back and lean way
ah,
over.
that's right.
It was during our honeymoon, so it was another thing to kiss, whatever.
Mhm. Yes.
Kiss everything. It's the Irish.
Okay, Stuart, a song from you, perhaps? I'm muting everyone. And we're all ready.
Yeah, I got my English fix in this morning. It started pouring with rain and it was cold, so I took the dog for an hour-long walk. There wasn't another person or another dog on the street. What is it with you people? Anyway, this is a song about London. I was noodling on the Google and the YouTube, and I found this old Tom Paxton song from the 60s called "Leaving London." There's a line in it where he goes over to the American Express. If you know what that means, there was a tall building in London before credit cards were the big thing, where Americans would have their mailboxes if they didn't have a permanent residence in the UK, and go and get their mail. So that explains that line. So here it goes. With a dark and rolling sea between my true love and me, I keep walking through this cold, hard town. While I wait for better days, I could use a place to stay, on a floor where I could lay my blanket down. If I could beg, steal, or borrow a ticket on some ship or plane, I'd be leaving London tomorrow to fly to my own love again. I've at dawn to change my shirt and to wash away the dirt, then it's over to American Express. Not one letter did I find, she didn't send one line, though I know she has my forwarding address. If I could beg, steal, or borrow a ticket on some ship or plane. I'll be leaving London tomorrow to fly to my own love again. Last night the troubadour was so full they barred the door, and I sang a song she knows quite well. But it wouldn't take too long to make up another song for a lonesome and a last farewell. If I could beg, steal or borrow a ticket on some ship or plane, I'll be leaving London tomorrow to fly to my own love again. I'll be leaving London tomorrow to fly to my own love again.
Yeah.
Yay! Very good.
Very nice.
Thank
Very
you.
nice, very sentimental. Dave, can you give us a ditty?
Okay.
Mute everyone, muting, and ready for you. You're still muted, Dave.
This is not my usual thing because I don't usually play jazz, but I really like this. It's a composition by Charlie Mingus, the famous jazz bass player and composer, and it's called Goodbye Pork Pie Hat. It's a lament for a man named Lester Young, who was a really genius tenor saxophone player who died a few months before this was recorded. And he died young. And he wore a pork pie hat. So Goodbye Pork Pie Hat by Charles Mingus.
Jazz concertina, that will be a unique thing.
They said it couldn't be done.
And they,
Yeah. Then you can probably claim to be the world's greatest jazz concertina player.
They're on YouTube. This week I saw a woman in Spain playing jazz on Galician bagpipes.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, my YouTube fiddling around this week, I was listening to a couple that played accordion and bandura, which is a large kind of combination harp and guitar. The material was kind of schlocky, but the instruments were wonderful. Okay, so now we're up to Mary Jane. Can you give us a tune, Mary Jane? I'm got everybody muted, so now we're all ready.
Okay, great. I'm going to do a Leonard Cohen song. It's called A Ballad of a Runaway Horse, slightly altered from the original, but I got most of the verses in. It's pretty long, so you're probably glad it doesn't have all the verses. Say a prayer for the cowgirl, her horse ran away. She'll walk till she finds him, her darling, her stray. But the river's in flood and the roads are awash, and the bridges break up in the panic of loss. And there's nothing to follow, nowhere to go. He's gone like the summer, gone like the snow. And the crickets are breaking her heart with their song as the day caves in and the night is all wrong. Did she dream it was he who went galloping past and bent down the fern, broke open the grass, and printed the mud with the well-hammered shoe that she nailed to his feet in the dreams of her youth? And at home on a branch on a high street, a songbird sings out so suddenly, and the sun is warm and the soft winds ride on a willow tree by the riverside. Ah, the world is sweet and the world is wide, and he's there where the light and the darkness divide, and the steam's coming off him. He's huge and he's shy, and he steps on the moon when he paws at the sky. And he comes to her hand, but he's not really tamed. He longs to be lost, she longs for the same, and he'll bolt and he'll plunge through the first open path to roll and to feed in the sweet mountain grass. high plateau where there's nothing above and nothing below, and there is no space, just left and right, and there is no time, but there is day and night. Then she leans on his neck and whispers low, whither thou goest, I will go. And they turn as one and they head for the plain. No need for the wind, oh, no need for the rain. So my darling, just let it go by. That old silhouette on the great western sky. And I'll pick out a tune and they'll move right along. And they're gone like smoke, and they're gone like this song. Say a prayer for the cowgirl.
Aw. Very
Thank you
sweet.
so much. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
Good. Now, Sandy and Jeff, I'm hoping you can give us a number. I'm muting. And all.
Okay, can y'all hear us? Okay, good. We're gonna do two short ones. He chose one that's we talked about it last week. David did Viva something. It's a Spanish kind of fight song. It's kind of rousing. And then I chose a little love song called Sugarcane. It's from the Andalusia region of Spain. And instead of calling each other honey, they call each other sugarcane when you translate it. So we'll do Viva something.
The 15th Brigade.
15th Brigade. And then we'll
Viva la
do
Quince Brigada.
Yes, that's
Wow.
it. That's it.
From
We'll
the
do that
Lincoln
one.
Battalion.
Yep.
It's very short, like about a minute and a half, and then we'll go to the love song.
Not the Lincoln Project, the Lincoln Battalion.
That's right. The group that Joe McCarthy called premature anti-fascist.
Sherman there. And we'll skip a little. All right.
All right.
Okay. And the sugarcane.
Nobody gets killed during this.
Okay.
Ready?
Beautiful.
Hooray!
Very nice. I remember Quince Brigada from the Almanac Singers' Songs of the Spanish Civil War, which was one of my dad's favorite albums. And it was particularly notable for Pete Seeger's flamenco banjo arrangement, which was about as common as jazz concertina. So, yeah. Sueña de una ametralladora y Franco se va paseo. Yeah, sound of a machine gun and Franco takes.
Manuela.
Okay, I'm Manuela. So next are the Becks.
Right.
Now, Karen, I'm muting. Ready? Probably muted that before I said that. Ready, well, and Karen.
I've got my Cajun accordion back from the shop, and it's I bought this new in 1984, and I really haven't had anything done to it. and it was needed to be tuned up, and also have the leaks fixed on it. And what I wound up doing is getting all new reeds put in it, and it plays great now, but it was so leaky towards the end there. I was really kind of overcompensating with the air button, and pushing it pretty hard. And I just got it back yesterday, and I don't know, it's like I've never played before. Or something. It feels really different. So I'm gonna. And it sounds great. It's like it's louder. If like that's one of the things we used to brag about when we played as a Cajun band. We said we're not any good, but we're loud. So anyway, I'm going to play a song that I played before. This is the Reno Waltz. All right, this is the Reno Waltz. All right. 1, 2, 3, 1.
That was indeed resonant.
Yeah, it's got a real buzz to it now.
Yeah.
Bet you live.
When I play it.
I picked up a fiddle only to realize that both my fiddles, usually I have one tuned up, one tuned down, but I still have one tuned up, one tuned down, but they're both in cross tunings. So I couldn't do it.
So for those of you that are still putting together your Christmas list, you could ask for one of these. In a box.
I know 2 young kids that would probably go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and
I'd
speaking
be
of
more
tuning,
interested in the old toy accordion we have.
I think we shall shift to the Sorrel House next.
Oh,
That would be
oh,
you, not me. I'm sorry.
that's here. Okay.
Yeah. So I am muting, and we're ready for you, Chris.
Hey, it's Ellie.
And Chris, you're still muted.
Hello? I'm here? Thumbs up? Okay, good. Yeah, I've got this thing cross-tuned. It's GDGB. And in Appalachia, that's Black Mountain Rag tuning, or they may play it a tone up in Appalachia, but it's a tune. There's about, I guess, four to six tunes in each genre, in Cajun and Appalachian, that play in this key. In this tuning. It's not very common. I've been messing around with it a lot, so hopefully I don't screw up on this. But it's not too weird, but it's fun. All right.
Sounds great, Chris.
Yeah, that was a lovely
different.
little piece.
Yeah.
Fun.
Were those harmonics or just high?
Just a lot of drones. A lot of drones. You got drones everywhere. Yeah. It's just yeah, a lot of drones, harmonics too, but not intentionally.
What's the name of that tune? What's the name of that tune?
Oh, the name of that tune is Malheureuse, And fiddle tunes, names of fiddle tunes don't have anything to do with what the tune sounds like. But to me, that's a pretty happy little tune. But malheureuse means unhappy. So the unhappy waltz.
Me. Well, so Chip, your turn. Can you give us something happy or unhappy? I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm muting. Muting. And ready now.
There we go. Well, I didn't even think about doing a Christmas song until Allison did one, so I'm going to do a Christmas song too. And there'll be more to come as the Saturdays get closer because I didn't even think about it. This is a song that I don't remember exactly where I heard it. Maybe the Stanley Brothers many years ago, but it's sort of an Appalachian. I first heard it from them, so I guess it's sort of an Appalachian Christmas song. And it actually has some significance because on December 21st this year will be the closest that Saturn and Jupiter will have been since 1624 in the bright sky, in the evening sky, just after the sun goes down. So look in the west. You'll look up and find them now, but they'll be about less than a degree from each other. So anyway, so this is called Beautiful Star of Bethlehem. Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shining afar through shadows dim, giving the light for those who long have gone, guiding the wise men on their way unto the place where Jesus lay. Beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on. Beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine upon us until the glory dawns. Give us the light to light the way unto the land of perfect day. Beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on. Beautiful star, their hope of light, guiding the pilgrims through the night, over the mountains till the break of dawn, into the light of perfect day. It will give out a lovely ray. Beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on. Beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine upon us until the glory dawns. Give us the light to light the way unto the land of perfect day. Beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on. Beautiful star, their hope of rest, for the redeemed, the good and blessed, yonder in glory when the crown is won. Jesus is now the star divine, brighter and brighter he will shine. Beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on. Give us the light to light the way unto the land of perfect day. Beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on. Beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on.
Really nice.
Good.
Oh, quite lovely. I never heard that.
Well,
Quite
thank you.
nice.
It's been around for a while. I think Dolly Parton sung it, and Emmylou Harris, and a number of people have sung it. So.
Ah,
I think the first ones that I heard was the Stanley Brothers who recorded it. They did a really great job.
And I think they're the first ones that I heard it as well from.
Yeah, really great.
Yeah.
okay. Jim, are you feeling up to offer us a song here? I am muting. Ready for you, Jim, if you're ready for us. Jim is still muted. Here he is.
I will give it a try. I don't propose to do more than one because I'm going to have to sign off. I'm really still pretty wretched. But I'll try to do an old Ralph McTell song, which I was afraid actually that Stuart was going to do earlier. Have you seen the old man in the closed down market, kicking at the paper with his worn out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, and held loosely by his side yesterday's paper, telling yesterday's news. Have you seen the old girl who walks the streets of London, dirt in her hair and her clothes in rags? She's no time for talking, she just keeps right on walking, carrying her home in 2 carrier bags. Then how can you tell me you're lonely, or say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. In the all-night cafe at 11:15, same old man sitting there all alone, looking at the world over the rim of his teacup. Each tea lasts an hour, he wanders home alone. And have you seen the old man outside the seaman's mission? Memory fading like the metal ribbons that he wears. And in our winter city, the rain cries a little pity for one more forgotten hero in a world that doesn't care. So how can you tell me you're lonely, or say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you to the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Then how can you tell me you're lonely, say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I will show you something to make you change your mind.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yay!
Good job, Ben.
Well done. Yes.
I'll see you all later, guys.
Okay.
Great
Take care
to have
now.
you back with us.
See you
Nice
next week.
suspenders. Nice suspenders, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's from Danny.
Cool.
Bye, Jim.
Bye bye.
Okay. Well, I guess it's up to me.
Jim has suspenders.
It's up to me.
I can always play with him because he's about.
Okay, so this is a song. Tom's reading about the homeless people in Austin that we've lost the other day. Put me in mind of this tune, which was recorded in the 60s, which was a time when the Greenwich Village folk scene had a sort of subgenre of protest songwriters, and they published a little monthly sheet called The Broadside. The Broadside was a little handful of plain paper stapled together and printed on a mimeograph machine with song lyrics and music and poetry and art. And I was about 16 at the time, I guess, something like that. And I had a subscription. And I saved them all, and somehow they got lost. But anyway, so Folkways Records did 2 albums, maybe more than that, but at least 2 of some of the collected songs from Broadside, which were called Broadside, Volume 1 and 2, and however many there were. And so there were a bunch of young protest writers like Peter Lafarge and Buffy St. Marie and Tom Paxton and Phil Oakes. And so most of them were on this album, but there was one of them who was a young songwriter who had just signed a contract with Columbia Records and so could not record under his own name. So this was recorded under the name Blind Boy Grunt. And you can probably guess who the songwriter is. If you can't guess now, I'm sure you will guess before the end of the song. Only a Hobo by Blind Boy Grunt. As I was walking by the corner one day, I saw an old hobo in the doorway. He lay, his face was on ground and in the cold sidewalk floor. I guess he'd been dead the whole night or more. He was only hobo, but one more is gone, leaving nobody to sing his sad song, leaving nobody to carry him home. He was only a hobo, but one more is gone. A blanket and newspaper covered his head. Street was his pillow. The herb was his pillow. The street was his bed. One look on his face showed the hard road he'd come. A fistful of coins showed the money he'd found. He was only a hobo, but one more is gone, leaving nobody to sing his sad song, leaving nobody to carry him home. He's only a hobo, but one more is gone. Does it take much of a man to see his whole life go down? To look up at the world through a hole in the ground. To wait for your future like a horse that's gone lame. Lie in the gutter and to die with no name. He was only a hobo, but one more is gone, leaving nobody to sing this sad song, leaving nobody to carry him home. He was only a hobo, one more is gone. Only a hobo, the one more is gone, leaving nobody to sing his sad song, leaving nobody to carry him home. He was only a hobo, but one more is gone.
Yay, Terry and Liz.
So here's the quiz. Who really was Blind Boy Grunt?
Bob Dylan.
Yes.
Morris.
Whatever. Anyway.
Stephen Sondheim. Am I close?
Oh, you think that sounds like Stephen Sondheim, huh? Pretty good.
A little too simple for
Village
Stephen.
when I was 16. No, the West Village. Excuse me, West Village.
Was it the West Village? Well, it's Greenwich Village. So, you know, that's both east. That's where east meets west, right? And in Washington Square Park.
That's West Village.
That's West Village.
I
Okay.
lived in the East Village later in my life.
Yeah, well, she's the New
really-
Yorker here is
It's
the
an important
authority.
distinction, Terry.
Yeah, I should watch myself. Okay, we ready for another round? Look at Mark is still here. Are you waking up to give us one more parting song? I can't hear you, Mark. Let me mute everyone, and I'll tell you when you can unmute. Okay, Mark, you may unmute. You're still muted, I'm afraid. Mark, you still need to unmute.
I've got to go around us, the world and back to us, get back to us, our thing. But considering that as my specialty is the rag, okay, ragtime, as this has been going through my head, and it's from 1964. First, you get down on your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect, and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Do what step you want if you have cleared them with the pontiff. Everybody say his own Kyrie eleison, doing the Vatican rag. Get down in that this processional, get into that small confessional. They're the guy who's got religion will tell you if your sin's original. If it is, try plain it's safer. Drink the wine and chew the wafer. 2, 4, 6, 8. Time to transubstantiate. So get down upon your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect, and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Make a cross on your abdomen. When in Rome, lewd like a Roman. Ave Maria. Gee, it's good to see you. Getting ecstatic and sort of dramatic and doing the Vatican rag. Have I offended everybody?
Where is Tom Lair? Where is Tom Lair when we really need him?
Yeah.
I would love to hear the songs he would have written about Trump. Yeah.
Poisoning pigeons in the park.
Yeah, right. Poisoning, and maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two. Okay, Tom, are you ready? Let me mute everyone. Muting. And now we're ready.
Okay, everyone knows the Mona Lisa is an overpainting, perhaps a actual picture of the artist himself. But did you know that this famous painting that you can see on your screen, at least in Australia, is an overpainting of another one which has just been discovered. I mean, last week that there was another painting underneath it. The other painting was called Found, and this is a great work called The Pioneer, which is a triptych, which is at the National Gallery in St Kilda Road, where I used to hand out poetry. This it really is an evocation of the spirit of early Australia. First, you have the people going into the bush, and then you have them building their house and the hut, if you can see the middle one, and finally the bush burial, and you can see the city of Melbourne, where the bush is being cleared and the end of the trees is in sight. At the National Gallery, St Kilda Road, Melbourne, I would meditate for hours upon the Australian pioneer painter, Frederick McCubbin. I have loved his work with its romantic evocation of the early Australian bush life, particularly the panel called Bush Burial. Now, I had slept in the McCubbin's house in the Dandenongs, and his rendering of that bush life is still valid and true to life, continuity of the Australian tradition, reinforced by the newfound fact of the pioneer being an overpainting of Found, which only exists as a black and white photograph taken by McCubbin himself. You see, the 1880s to 1906 saw an outpouring of Australian nationalism, not enough for independence from the British Crown, but a proud artistic achievement of poetry and paintings truly Australian in style and origins. Now, you know already of Banjo Paterson and Henry Lawson, and later on C.J. Dennis. There were some of the Bush City poets immortalized in early cinema. The Heidelberg School of Painters brought Australia to Australianize, romanticized and evocative landscapes, personal and poignant portraits, worthy to Google right now, as that bush has long been cleared for metropolitan Melbourne, and the poetry of the 1880s is now only enshrined in bush bards like your cowboy poets, but lost in the tumult of the internet traffic of Mega City Australia 2020. This is the picture. That's the meditation. May find a home in your heart and your eyes. I'll bring it closer to the cinema, to the camera.
Very nice.
Yeah.
If no one's been to Australia, I recommend the place. I lived there a couple of years in the 70s. It's like America, but with 320 million less people.
That's right. He's so right.
And they all live in the cities. So if you go out back,
Vast empty spaces. Yeah. Okay. Now, I had forgotten that I had inserted Allison into the order a little early here. So.
Okay, I actually don't have anything else prepared, and I might hop off now and head to bed. But thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.
Well, sweet dreams. We'll see you next time.
6 hours ago.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Okay, in that case, we'll move along to Stuart. I am muting everyone. And we're ready for you, Stuart.
Okay, this book's in the Rise Up Singing. This song is in the Rise Up Singing book, and it's written by a woman who wrote children's poetry and hymns and songs and stories in the late 1800s and early 1900s in England, called Eleanor Forgeon. Her most famous work is Morning Has Broken, the hymn. But she wrote this really trippy stuff like she was on laudanum or something, mainly children's stories, but you can really get their like trance-like repetition and interesting concepts. Anyway, they showed up in an American Girls Scouting or camp book in the 1920s, and evidently in parts of this country is sung as the last thing at night with girls around the campfire because they kind of trance out and bliss out and in lullaby state. It's called Walk, Shepherdess Walk. Walk, shepherdess, walk, and I'll walk too, to find the ram with the ebony horn and the gold-footed ewe, the lamb with a fleece of silver like summer sea foam, the weather with the crystal bell that leads us all home. So walk, shepherdess, walk, and I'll walk too. And if we never find them, I shan't mind, shall you? Walk, shepherdess, walk, and I'll walk too, to find the ram with the ebony horn and the gold-footed ewe, the lamb with a fleece of silver like summer sea foam, the weather with a crystal bell that leads us all home. So walk, shepherdess, walk, and I'll walk too. And if we never find them, I shan't mind, shall you?
That's in Rise Up Singing, huh?
It is. It's in the dream section. It should be in the lullaby section. We'll talk to Peter later about that.
I was a Girl Scout. I remember singing that, but I didn't remember all the words. I just could remember a few of them.
So my sources are true. Okay, thank you.
Right. So now we shall move to Dave Polachek. I am muting. So when you're ready, Dave, we're ready for you.
Okay, Karen's here today, so I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to let Karen do one. That's all right. This is a song I've done before, but I've put an addition onto it. So it's another poem by William Butler Yeats, which he called "He Wishes for the Cloths of Heaven." And it's a love song, which I've set to the tune of "I Will Give My Love a Breast of Glass," which is an Irish air. Now, it's my conviction that he wrote this song for the love of his life, Maud Gunn, who rejected his offer of marriage 3 times. And so after I'm done with the song, I'll go into the tune that's called "The Girl That Broke My Heart." colored cloths enwrought with golden and silver light, the blue and the dark and the dim cloths of night and light and the half light. I would spread those cloths under your feet, but I, being poor, have only my dreams. I have spread my dreams under your feet. Tread softly, for you tread on my dreams. So, Karen, what do you want?
Very nice.
Thank you.
I'm going to, let's see. Can y'all hear me? No.
Tell them what you're going to do.
Hi. In light of the American Heritage Day yesterday,
You're muted. You need to unmute.
okay, is that better? Turn yours off, David. Okay, can y'all hear me? Okay. This is a Native American rain song that was written by Jim Pepper based on his father's teaching, his Cree history. And it's in honor of Native American Heritage Day that was yesterday, and Thanksgiving that we know is really what happened to disenfranchise our Native Americans from the get-go. And it is a rain song calling the rain, and in light of this beautiful soak that we've had today, much needed, it's to celebrate that as well. Whenever it rains really hard, the girls and I get out our rain sticks and chant this song. So I hope you can enjoy it. I'm going to put down my phone so you can hear the song. Wichitai tai himurai o aknika o anika hey ne noa. Wichitai tai himurai o anika hey ne noa. Water spirits round my head, make me feel glad that I'm not dead. Wichitai tai himurai o anika hey ne noa. Wichitai tai himurai o anika hey ne noa. Water spirits round my head, make me feel glad that I'm not dead. Ichitai tai himurai o anika hey ne noa.
That was quite wonderful.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. song.
Yeah, fine song for a rainy day.
Yeah, some
And it worked.
They like it? I lost it.
Okay. We are going to go on to Mary Jane now. I'm muting if Mary Jane is ready.
Oh, okay.
We're muting. And now we're ready for you.
I'm going to do a gospel song by a guy named Josiah Kelly Allwood, 1879. I had another version of this, and I didn't realize how old the song was until I rounded up this version. It's called Uncloudy Day, and it's an upbeat gospel song. It was also recorded by Willie Nelson. And it has a kazoo part. Okay. They tell me of a place far beyond the skies. They tell me of a home far away. Yes, they tell me of a land where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. Oh, that land of cloudless days. Oh, the land of an uncloudy sky. Yes, they tell me of a place where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. They tell me of a land where my friends have gone. They tell me that my eyes shall behold heaven's king as he sits on his snow white throne in that city that is paved with gold. Oh, the land of cloudless days. Oh, that land of an unclouded sky. Yes, they tell me of a place where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. They tell me that he smiles on his children there, and his smiles drive their sorrows all away. Where the tree of life in eternal bloom sheds its fragrance to the uncloudy day. Oh, that land of cloudless days. Oh, that land of an unclouded sky. Yes, they tell me of a place where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day.
Yay.
Very nice, Mary
Are
And
you
Jane.
that has
rating us?
nothing to do with the weather today. I chose it about a week ago, so I didn't know we were going to have all these clouds.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have the Hortons. I am muting for the Hortons. And all ready for you now.
Okay, well, we're still in our Spanish book, so we're going to do another Spanish folk song. Ay, Linda, Amigo, Dearest Sweetheart, another kind of love song, and I'm going to play on alto recorder this time.
There you are. Let's see, your head's cut off a little bit. Ooh, 1 second. 1 second. There we are. Ready?
Yay!
Very nice.
Very good. Yes.
Yeah, just great. Thank you so much.
And I love the dramatic lighting effect there. It's like a medieval painting.
Yeah, we have all the lights off because our ceiling fan won't turn off and it's too loud. And so we could hardly see our music.
It almost looks like a
Appropriate for the genre.
candlelight. Yeah, candlelight in the gypsy caravan.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, Alan, Karen, will you do one for us? I am muting again. And ready.
So I've got myself again on the guitar on my phone. I'm going to play Bayou Pom Pom. Bayou Pom Pom.
Hey!
Bayou Pom Pom.
Bayou Pom Pom. Great. Thank you, Al. You know, the
All
first
right.
I ever heard of Bayou Pom Pom was our grandmother had a 78 RPM record, which was a comedy routine called The Mayor of Bayou Pom Pom.
Yeah, I know Chris has mentioned he's more familiar with the geography down there, but there actually is no Bayou Pom Pom
Well, I
anyway.
didn't think so. I wondered till I heard the song, you know, if it's on the, I don't know.
Yeah, they sing about it, but nobody knows where it is. It's kind of like this mythical bayou somewhere.
kind of like, kind of like Piccoon in Ireland, you know, that
Yeah,
just
exactly.
represents some far off place that you'll never find. Can't get there from here. The part I remember was when the mayor was proclaiming that the crawfish was braver than the eagle because if you put the eagle I can't do the Cajun dialect, but you put that eagle on the railroad track, you know, and the train coming along, that eagle he fly away, but the crawfish he'll just sit there and snap his fingers. He'd rather die than that train scare him off the track. Okay, so uh, Chris could have told that better than I, but he's gone. So we'll skip on over to Chip. Are you ready, Chip? I'm muting everybody and ready for you.
All right. Well, way back in 1969, shortly after I got my driver's license, one of the first things I did was go to Rock Creek Amphitheater in Washington, D.C., which is where I grew up. And I got to see Arlo Guthrie perform. And that was a year or two after he released Alice's Restaurant, the album, with the song Alice's Restaurant Massacre on it, which is probably the greatest Thanksgiving song, or some might call it the greatest Vietnam War protest song that's ever been written. So, you know, the interesting thing is I got to see Arlo again. When we were in Florida, he lived in Florida, and I got to see him again in 2015, and he did the Massacre again, quite a bit different than he did it in 1967, because I think it evolved over the years. But it is a significant song. It was inducted in 2017. The Library of Congress brought it in as a preservation song because it was culturally, historically, and artistically significant in their words. So it is in there. So anyway, it's kind of a fun tune, but it's a little bit long. So anyway. Well, you can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant. Just walk right in, it's around the back, just a half a mile from the railroad track. You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant. Anyway, he would go on forever right then, and I don't know how he ever figured out how to talk and play that complicated little riff at the same time, but he did. But I decided I was still going to do an older song, and I was trying to think of one in that same era that had a lot to do with, you know, that I played a lot, or back then, way back then. So this one kind of came to mind, and y'all will recognize it, so sing along with it. I'm just a poor boy, though my story's seldom told. I've squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles, such are promises. All lies and just, still a man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. When I left my home and my family, I was no more than a boy in the company of strangers, in the quiet of a railway station, running scared. Laying low, seeking out the poor quarters where the ragged people go, looking for the places only they would know. La la la. La 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 la. Asking only workman's wages, I've come looking for a job, but I get no offers. Just to come on from the whores on 7th Avenue. I do declare there were times when I was so lonesome I took some comfort there. La la la, la 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 la. In the laying out of my winter clothes and wishing I was gone, going home, where the New York City winters aren't bleeding me, leading me, going home. In the clearing stands a boxer and the fighter by his trade, and he carries the reminder of every glove that laid him down and cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. La 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 In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade, and he carries the reminders of every glove that laid him down or cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. La la la.
Thank you, Chip. That was great.
Very nicely done.
That's
Very
all
nice.
good. Okay. Well, I shall now wind things up with a sharecropper song. This was recorded in the 20s by a group called the Bentley Boys, and then also was included in the their recording was included in the Anthology of American Folk Music that Harry Smith did, and Pete Seeger played it too. And here it is. It's all about the troubles down on Penny's farm. Country in a little log house. Got no windows, got chinks in the wall. He'd work you all summer and he'd rob you in the fall. It's hard times in the country down on Penny's farm. Excuse me. Well, you go to the fields and you work all day, way past dark, but you get no pay. Promise you meat and a little bucket, Lord. It's hard to make a living on Penny's farm. It's hard times in the country down on Penny's farm. Well, here George Penny coming to town, wagon load of peaches, not one of them sound. He got to have his money or somebody's check. He'll pay you in the bushel and he don't get a peck. It's hard times in the country down on Penny's farm. George Penny's renters are coming to town with their hands in the pockets and the heads hanging down. Go in the store and the merchant will say, your mortgage is due and I'm waiting for my pay. It's hard times in the country down on Penny's farm. Goes down in the pockets with a trembling hand. Can't pay you all, but I'll pay you what I can. Then to the telephone, the merchant made a call. He put you on chain gang, you don't pay at all. Hard times in the country down on Penny's farm. Hard times in the country tree down on Penny's farm.
Hillary Haney has joined us for our last song, perhaps.
Oh, really? There she is. Hillary, hello.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Are you there, Hillary? You'll have to unmute yourself so we can hear you.
Did I unmute myself?
You are unmuted now.
Hello, hello.
Well, it's good to hear from you.
Yeah. Well, I'm not very good at this, obviously.
Oh, that's all right. Well, here's how we do it. First of all, I mute everyone so you don't get any competition, and then you'll have to unmute yourself again before you give us a song. I hope you're going to give us a song.
Oh, not today, I don't think, but thank
Oh,
you.
really? Oh, okay. Well, you have to come back and give us a song.
And next time, hit the video button and we can see you as well. So
Well, you don't want to do that right now.
you in the shower or what? Come on. I mean.
It's really good to hear from you.
No, it's great to see you and hear you.
And some great musicians on this from all over. We've got people from Waco and Poland and London participating on this show.
Yeah, the Waco to Warsaw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but they've all gone to bed now. So it's really late. So, okay. Well, we've been around. What we do is we go around our circle a couple of times, and if we're not too pooped out, then we ask for encores or requests.
Lovely.
Yeah. So does anyone have either of those things? Oh, everyone's conspicuously silent.
I think it's been good.
Well, it's a rainy day. Time for a nap, I think.
Let's wrap it up with Even Stevens here.
Yeah, so Hillary, 2 o'clock on Saturdays, and then on Sundays, on the first Sunday, we have the Celtic session, which will be next Sunday. Well, not tomorrow, but the Sunday a week will be the Celtic session.
Very good.
And then 2 weeks from that, we have the Stone Soup session. So there's
great.
always music going on. But
Wonderful.
Saturday sessions are every Saturday.
Okay,
So
great.
always get
Thank
some
you,
music
dear.
in.
It's like everything we did before without the beer or the harmonies. So, you know.
Oh.
You
That's
can
kind of sad.
do a duet on Zoom, but that's all. So just you and
here at least.
Oh, very good.
All righty. Well, I guess that's
thanks, Terry, for everything.
Oh, you're always welcome.
Thank you, Terry.
Bye, everybody.
See you soon.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right.
Good send off.
We'll see you. See you next week. Thanks, everybody. All right, home sweet home. Y'all get out of here now.
Good night.